This is the Everyday Hustle Show, where our number one priority is self-development.
Each week, we will dive into insightful topics that encourage you to push your thinking beyond average.
Smash that subscribe button and tune in every Sunday at 6 p.m.
We're rolling, boys.
Welcome everyone to the 75th? 75? I think it's 75. I definitely check fact. Check fact? Fact checked.
I don't know what that means.
Before I got here. I think this is the 75th episode.
Check fact, dude? You check fact? Did you just say?
76.
Christian has a cigar in his mouth right now. So does Drew right now. They look like they're freaking sucking a freaking Mexican off right
Episode 76. Welcome, everyone. Check it out. If you like the Everyday Hustle Show, share it with a friend. Go to iTunes. Leave us a little rating, maybe a comment. Hit that 5-star button if you think we deserve it. That's how the podcast is going to grow. We're going to grow together. If you want to support the podcast in a monetary way, check out our website, theeverydayhustleshow.com. You can hit over to the merch section, and we have 3 new t-shirts, 1 new logo design, and 3 new t-shirts that you can take advantage of. And there's, hey ladies, there's a pink one.
Hell yeah. And also, Christian is featured on Backpage.com. He's up there offering up a plethora of services for all those ladies, men, trannies out there. You know, just hit him up, dude. He's ready.
I thought they took that down.
No, not for guys like Christian, dude. It's there. He's up. He's live. But dude, we just freaking got done shooting a little video. We got, Drew got a little new equipment to help us boost our audio production while shooting video. I'm gonna say I fucked up. I brought my dog here thinking, my dog could be part of the action. I forgot I was supposed to be the mic guy holding the mic. Walking through, it turns out that you can't hold a pit bull on a leash while you're holding the mic in one hand. Just doesn't work. So sorry to my beautiful fiance who had to drive down to downtown Lake Worth and pick up our child dog. But it turned out to be a great fucking time, dude. I'm amped up right now. We got some great shots. I'm excited to see how the video comes out. Christian, is browner than ever, dude. He's tan as fuck.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
I can't change it. That's just all natural. You feel me?
I feel like Drew's like the whitest one out of us. Christian's definitely the darkest, and I'm kind of.
I mean, he's a little red.
Hanging out there in the middle, dude.
You're kind of in the middle.
My PA.
Yeah, Drew's a little red, more red than white, I would say. He's got that surfer. Color.
Dude, he's fired up. He's fucking fired up.
Yo, tell him about where we're at right now, bro.
We are in the center, the heart of downtown Lake Worth. We are sitting. I don't know what this building is. I think it's actually maybe no, that's the library.
Yeah, right in front of the public library. I think this is like their art center.
Art center. There's a little courtyard here with a little stage. Every time there's bands play here, sometimes on weekends or when there's festivals, there's a little stage here in this courtyard. I love the trees here, man. I don't know what kind of trees they are, but they fire me up, dude. They're awesome.
Roots.
So we shot a video here last week or the week before? Last week? I don't know, what was it? 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
2 weeks ago, we shot a video down here. We had a good concept. I guess maybe it was the timing. We were kind of trying to rush back and get the show done in the same night. And
it was super early, too.
Yeah, we didn't get enough shots and enough takes of everything that we had a good idea. But then we realized maybe there was a better spot, and I think it was a good call to come back and reshoot. Plus, we had the new gear. Shout out to Nice Designs with the freaking shotgun mic, dude.
Yeah, I'm just always looking for ways to make the experience better, and I wanted some way to have better audio. And I have the mic for the camera, which is cool. I mean, that thing's about, excuse me, I think it's about $90, and you can basically put that on the camera, and it's going to get better audio. But the downside of that is that you have to be closer. Can you hear the helicopter?
Oh, you can hear it. It's fired up.
Yeah. So the downside is that you have to be closer to the microphone. So if you're filming with, say, like a 50 millimeter or an 85 millimeter, your subject is too far away, and then the audio you won't be able to hear. So I started exploring different options. The one that I eventually want to get is the lav mics, where you hook the mic on, and it's a wireless solution. But what I did is a little more cost effective, but also the quality is probably a little bit higher. It's a shotgun microphone that requires 48-volt phantom power. And it's obviously directional, being a shotgun, so it just catches what's in front of it. So traditionally, if you see a movie or you see like a sound guy who's holding a big stick with a big fuzzy thing on the end of it, That's what that is. That's a shotgun mic with a windsock on it.
And honestly, I mean, for me, I think it was fun to be the audio guy because, you know, of my past history with doing audio production. I've never done anything involving film, though. But what's cool is doing something like that, even though we just spent an hour or two taking some shots, like, it really kind of makes you appreciate what goes into, like, movies. And like if you spend it like even an hour doing this, you're like, and you get like, oh shit, there's cars going by, it's too much sound, no, we're picking up the AC unit here, we got to move over here and let's try to get a shot like this. Like you really get an appreciation for like, holy shit, dude, like movies, what goes into like film and TV production.
And most cinema cameras don't have microphones on them.
No, like in
there's no
professional
sound.
Live TV, reality TV, this is how they shoot.
The audio is
for
separate.
film.
So if they have no audio, they have nothing.
Right. And then the other thing, the tricky thing is like mashing the audio and the video together. So, when you're filming like that with like when, Drew's mic that hooks on the camera has a little receiver, it hooks right into the camera and it freaking syncs right up with
video
the
in one section.
Yeah. So this, like, we're recording onto a separate device. Same thing we're recording the show on
sound
right
recorder,
now.
Zoom H4n.
And you got to kind of leave markers, claps or even audible words, that take 7, take 6, and then you got to end up editing all that stuff together. So it actually takes, a lot of editing, production skills, post-production. It's, I don't know. I used to do the video stuff in college, and I think, or not college, high school, man. I miss that stuff. I told Drew that I'd be his audio boy.
Yeah, and what I'm trying to do is just trying to increase the production value on a video, right? So like I have a business and it's photo and video, and if somebody wants to do like some type of interview setting, now I have everything that I need, and from doing this project I have a little bit of experience as to what works and what doesn't. And I did a testimonial shoot for someone, and it's live right now on Facebook as like a sponsored ad, and like I hear the audio, and I'm like, man, like the audio is like, it's decent, but like it could be so much better. Yeah, and I mean, someone who's just cruising through watching they're not going to notice.
They might not notice, but anyone with a fucking brain, when they hear something, with good production, it stands out. I mean, when you're cruising through Pornhub, dude, and you see something with legitimate production and quality, that's what I'm watching.
You want the HD, not the SD.
I want the freaking HD. I click that HD filter every time on a search. Every time, dude. I'm watching no fucking 720p.
So, yeah. I'm always looking for ways to improve. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. Yeah. You got to be living in the future. You got to be pushing the boundaries of what you know and what's comfortable. Don't just do what's easy and what's, like I want to make a video for the podcast. It's not just like, okay, grab the iPhone or grab the camera, put a couple clips together and let's mash it up and put it up. No, like we're doing full audio.
We probably
color
put 2
grade,
hours into
full,
that.
Yeah,
into
filming
the
it. The editing's going to be a lot more, but we're doing full video, color grading that video footage, and then we're doing audio on top of that. With the voiceover of the audio, we're going to have audio behind the voiceover, and we're going to have transitions and logos and drone footage. So like, that's a big deal. Like a big.
Oh, it's sweet.
Yeah, that's a probably $1,000 video.
Yeah, and not only does it increase like, having this this new setup for you, increase the production of what you're capable of doing. It widens the scope of what kind of project you might be able to do, and
right.
The more shit you learn how to do, bro, the more stuff. Like some guy walked up to you while we were
I got a job.
The gear looking
I got
for
a job
music
out here.
video.
Can you hear that helicopter?
Hell yeah, fam!
They're looking for someone.
It's lit up there.
So yeah, we were out here filming, and I got a lead. I got a lead for a job. I told him to hit me up on the Instagram.
What was his name?
It was a long name. Jean-Claude Bonson from something.
Fuck yeah, Jean-Claude Bonson.
I asked him what kind of music it was. He said realistic music.
I heard that, and I was like, what the fuck is that? I'm interested. That caught.
I guess I was kind of prejudging him. I said, what is it, hip-hop? And
he didn't say real life
no,
music.
he said realistic music.
Realistic.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Is that a new genre? That actually right there, just from him saying that, would make me listen to it. Because I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
I'm hooked.
He wanted a music video,
Chris,
and I told him that I would hook him up, and I don't really know, how much to charge for a music video. I just told him, let's link up and let's do it. But
Tell him he's got to
It's
go to
risky
the bank
business,
though,
you know?
and he's got to get a lot of stacks of $1 bills and
Yeah.
Lamborghini rentals.
So
and women.
we're gonna keep this episode short and sweet and to the point. I have a topic that we're gonna talk about tonight. I've been watching some videos online, and Christian wants to censor what I'm about to say, so
Yeah.
I'll let him censor it.
Never keep a man down.
I'll let him censor it. We're gonna talk about tonight how it's easy to be great in today's day and age. It's easy to be just great in any aspect, whether it's family, relationships, job, whatever it is. And let's break down some characteristics that make you great and what can make you stand out. Let's say if you're working at a job or whatever it is, what are some characteristics that will help you stand out amongst maybe some average people? So let's let Christian start. Let's have him maybe he could tell us some experience that he's had witnessing some average behaviors and some things that he can maybe identify that are beyond average or beyond.
Dude, you totally
excellent.
let the FCC censor you right now.
No
It's not-
censorship.
that-
No
listen,
censorship.
That's not
You-
the
you
topic
can
I heard.
say, yeah, you can say whatever
pre-show,
you
but
want.
Whatever.
I was just basically stating that, no sense in over generalizing, but yeah. I agree actually 1,000% that in today's world it's extremely, actually really easy, especially in normal workforce. For example, I do HVAC, and literally, so there's three things: showing up, obviously not calling out, having a good attitude, and having a willingness to work. That's it.
That's what it takes to be great.
That's
or average.
That's what it takes to literally excel. That's what
Oh.
I've noticed. That's
You
my
said-
experience.
You said showing up.
Literally showing up.
Showing
So,
up
for
on
example-
time, promptly showing up. Let's
And not
rephrase
even
that.
necessarily, on
Not
time.
necessarily promptly showing up.
I'm just saying it's not even going that far. Yes, that's obviously like a big
What?
thing, but what I'm saying is that there are people that call out all the time. There are people that literally don't show up.
Oh yeah. So
you
just
know.
being consistent.
Consistent. Yeah, of course, I'm
Number
not
one.
saying don't not be on time, or I'm not saying don't.
Okay, what was the second thing?
The second thing
Showing up
is
was one.
showing up is one. Second thing is having a good attitude.
Good attitude. That's clutch. Yeah.
Good attitude. Literally, it's pretty simple. And third is having a willingness to work. So if there's something that's not necessarily the funnest thing, like I said, what I do is literally especially now, it's
What was three?
having the willingness to work. So having the willingness to basically
Do
you
your
know,
job.
essentially do your job and more.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do and
Okay.
it doesn't even have to be
Willingness to
anything above and
go.
beyond.
Well, I would say yeah.
But I'm
go above
saying,
and
I'm
beyond.
saying, literally in today's world, there's people who don't even want to do their job.
Well, yeah, but that also that makes them average, and not.
yeah.
It's yeah, you're doing better than average, but that's. I don't know if I'd say that's great.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that's necessarily great. Oh, that's dope. Dude.
No, listen. I would say not only that, but I feel like to have the foresight and understand. How do I phrase this?
Understand sexual something.
Understanding sexual complexity in humans. No, seriously. To be great, I feel like whatever it is that you're doing, it's really important to really know and conduct yourself by a set of ideals, which is the actual I can't think of the word I'm trying to say.
Tell
So-
me an ideal that you
look,
practice or a
just
trait
say
that you
say
practice
you work
to help
for
you
this
be great.
company. What's that company's vision? Understanding that company's vision, their number one goal and priority. Why I always say that word like that? You guys know?
Priority.
Priority. So no, seriously, so the company I work for,
Purpose,
and
knowing their purpose.
Yeah, the department that I work in, I have a freaking I can't think of the fucking word.
Mission statement.
Mission statement. So in my department, our number one mission statement is X, Y, and Z. And I need to think and do anything I can to make that happen. And not only do I just go through those motions and the things that we've set up, but I'm constantly trying to come up with ways and means to come up with new ideas and new ways to possibly increase, fuck, man. You know what I'm saying?
What's one specific trait that you have that you implement into your daily job and daily duties that help you execute on your company's mission?
I mean, you gotta be outgoing, and you gotta also be thinking. Outside the box. Like, I'm trying to come up with new ways to help improve our customer service level, and innovate different ideas and implement, different things that can help us achieve that. And I'm constantly trying to, obviously focus on the things that we've set up that make that happen now, but to try to go above and beyond that, because that's, it's not only that, it's like the department that I'm in, the office that I'm in is like a newer thing within a year old. So we're constantly trying to smooth out our process. If there's things that aren't working, we get rid of them. If there's people that aren't working, we change them out. We try to find the people that care about what they're doing, and I really have to be focused on all these different areas. And if I just was like, all right, we got a process, and let me just let people go through the motions, I'd probably be replaced.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to go above and beyond and create and innovate different ideas.
And it seems like all that kind of relies on like being good with people too, which is definitely,
that is the biggest thing.
Yeah. So that's like one thing that I think everybody can take away from this episode and apply into their life, career, job, relationship. You have to be good with people. You have to be a people person, especially if you work in any job or company where you interact with people, which is pretty much everything except like IT and like those, or like machine operators or things like that. Like Christian, you interact with people. I interact with people so much that if I can't, my interaction with people is directly correlated to the success of my business. Yeah. People aren't necessarily they are buying a product at the end of the day, but they're buying you as a person. They're buying your personality. They're buying your mission, which you mentioned, which was a good point. And I like what you had to say, Christian, about like what came to my mind when you were talking was show up and show out. Like you got to show the fuck up and get this thing done, Yeah. And so many people miss the first part. They miss the show up part.
But what you're saying too about like the way you conduct yourself with people, it's also the way like, you hold your temperament too, because especially depending on what you're doing, you might not deal with this at all, but like I deal with angry employees, angry customers, customer disputes, customer complaints, angry people, we messed up and now we have to explain it. Like to be able to always stay calm and be able to like calmly look at both sides of a situation, whether we're wrong, we're right, that doesn't matter. I don't get angry. I don't get mad. I just try to deal with every situation and find a solution in that.
Yeah. If you lose your shit,
you cannot be in there fucking yelling at people, arguing with people like that. No matter if it's a customer or people within your company, you have to
don't
have
lose your
an
bananas.
Even keel and fucking know how to conduct yourself.
Yeah.
And you got to have a sexual drive for monkeys. What the?
That's there's a lot of good stuff in there, short, sweet, to the point, and it was like that was kind of what I wanted to talk about. And like I'm gonna put it out there now that we're a little deeper into the episode and there's a little bit of context to it. With the part that Christian wanted to censor out,
piece of shit,
it was that our generation is becoming a little soft, when it comes to dealing with people and when it comes to just situations in general, man. People are just like, there's just some, and I'm not saying everyone, but there's just some people out there that are soft. And what I'm saying is that it's so easy nowadays to be great when you're surrounded with people that are average.
Yeah.
It's very, very easy. So, if you're listening to this, and
it's also easier to be great when you surround yourself with people who are great.
we know that you have to always be around people that are better than you are.
Like if you're that person who is average and is okay with being average, there's also nothing wrong with that. But I know when I was not really. As soon as I moved to a different area and I surrounded myself with people who were constantly focusing on bettering their lives and being better people, I was able to really fucking turn my life around. And now it's like, I don't know. I just, I would not be conducting myself the way I was if it wasn't for that initially. So, yeah, if you're fucking average as fuck and you got average friends, go find yourself some people who are willing to fucking fight for what they got.
Yeah, and if you just feel like you don't have the resources to do that, message us, message somebody, and like it's just about having the courage to start a conversation with someone, and like this kind of goes back to like people skills. Like until you have those people skills, you're not gonna be able to find the people who are gonna elevate you. Like, and I always ask like everybody who comes into our business, I always ask them like, hey, what do you do? Like, what is it that you do? Like, especially if they have a shirt with a logo or they're dressed nice. I see that they're like a business. I always ask, like, every single person, like, what do you do? And I'll have a conversation with that person, and I'll try to extract something out of them that I can apply into my life, or just now I have them in my network. Like, I know dentists, doctors, lawyers, just from having the business and just from talking to them and, like, just interacting with them on a daily basis.
Yeah. Have you ever, like, got one alone in a room? Like where
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Okay, never mind. Christian, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. It is extremely easy. I mean, just like you stated, Jesse, earlier, that, we're not better or worse than anybody else, so I hope that's not how it comes across. If you want to do what you want to do, that's, completely fine.
We're still working at this. And that's what, originally, too, like when we started the show and I was talking about self-development, I'm like, I honestly had the thought for months and months, like, who's going to want to listen to our show? Like, we're not these huge success stories who we own businesses that have multi-million dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, where we have a lot of good information to share with people. The whole idea in the beginning was, too, like, we're in the process of becoming, like, striving to be better, and we have made, all of us since the beginning of the show, like, we've made progress in our lives, and it might not be multi-millions of dollars, but I can tell you from when the show started to now, my life's in a much better place. And that's kind of the idea too. Like, like Christian said, we don't think we're better than anybody else, especially there's a million more people in this world that are more accomplished and have better information than us, but we're learning, dude. We're on the fucking right path.
That's
and we're
different
out
strokes
here
for different
it,
folks.
Stroking the folks.
Yeah, and I think it's important that people also know the mission of the podcast.
Ooh, get it.
What was it?
I said we are here in
the abridged version.
Yeah, like we are people
Cliff notes.
who are striving to become great. And
great.
We are here to share with you along our journeys, what we learn, our insights, what we learn from other people. I fucking lost the state.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Good.
If I were to sum it up, it would be it'd be like, so if you're on a soccer team, right? Christian knows football. If you're on a football team,
there you go,
right?
get it.
Every week you practice, or probably daily, practice to sharpen your skills, right? So the podcast is an outlet for you to sharpen your mind.
Oh shit.
Right?
Whoa.
So listen to the podcast every week. Drop the Nimbus cloud. Listen to the podcast every week to sharpen your mind. So you can learn from us, from the guests that we bring on, and the 75 recorded episodes that we have about what works, what doesn't work, climbing the corporate ladder to success, starting businesses, getting engaged, blossoming relationships,
babies.
Yeah, having children, becoming a new father. There's so much value in the podcast, and that is the mission, to sharpen your mind every week, just as if you were an athlete. You practice your skills daily to get better at them. We want to sharpen our minds and in turn sharpen yours, like one knife sharpens another, you know?
Shit.
Like one piece of metal sharpening another. What's that saying?
That sounds good, yeah. The metal
There's
thing.
a guy at work I nicknamed Mac the Knife.
Here he
because
goes.
Every time he turns around, he's sharpening his fucking knife and he sticks it in your back when he's talking to somebody else. I love him.
Jeez.
Shout out to Mac the Knife, dude, but he's always fucking me.
Yeah, and shout out to D Squared Media, sponsors of the podcast. We really appreciate everything you guys do for us. if you guys use the code EDH, you guys can get 10% off of any small or big business needs, website design or redesign, clothes, basically anything you need that has to do with your business. Check out our check out our website, and you can see their work.
Like I said, check out Christian on Backpage.com. He's out there meeting guys, meeting girls. He's out there just freaking really getting it, dude.
Just living. That's it.
It's a great thing. Drew?
Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Don't die.